Hello students, in our today's lecture, we are going to discuss about design methodology for the heat exchanger. In our previous lectures, we have completed our one chapter which is compact heat exchanger. In our chapter number 1, we have discussed about some topics like different design methods like LMTD method, NTU method, fouling consideration during design of heat exchangers. Now, we are going to discuss about what is the step-by-step procedure to design any heat exchanger. What are the criteria, what are the factors which we need to predefine before designing of any heat exchanger. So let's start with the first slide. Basically, design means it is activity with the aim of providing complete description of an engineering system. Now, that design which includes specification of the heat exchanger, size of the heat exchanger, performance and characteristics of subsequent manufacturing processes which required during the design of heat exchanger. It is a very complex structure which includes different stages, like first stage is problem formulations, which include interaction with customer, that what is the need of the customer, what are the output customer need for particular application. The second stage is concept development. In that stage, we have to select the workable design and preliminary design parameters. The third stage of design structure is detailed exchanger design, in which design calculations, flow parameters, and other considerations are included. Then the manufacturing stage, in which the physical design or physical structure of heat exchanger is going to be developed, and at the last stage, that the utilization consideration like operation optimization, phase out optimization and disposal optimization for the cost reduction are made. At the first stage, initial stage, engineer must specify the requirement and define the main goal of the system design, and which is must based on the good understanding of the customer requirement or customer needs. So here, this is the basic structure of heat exchanger design methodology, which are given by Shah and Case and London in 1998 and 1982, which includes basically 4 stages. The first stage is a process specification. The second stage is thermal and hydraulic design. The third stage is of mechanical design. At the last stage, there is a costing and manufacturing consideration. And at last, there is a trade-off factors, like which factor we have to make a compromise for the reduction of cost and other things, which is system-based optimization. So these are the basic steps for the design methodology of the heat exchanger. In this lecture, we are going to discuss every stage in detail. So these are the main consideration, main stages: process and design specification, then thermal and hydraulic design, then mechanical design, then manufacturing consideration and cost for the methodology, at last trade-off factors and system-based optimization. Let's start with the first stage, which is process specification, or we can say that process and design specification, which is the most important and the first step for the heat exchanger design. So here you can see in this stage there is a problem specification, operating conditions, heat exchanger construction, flow arrangement, architectural consideration, material and surface selection, fluid site selection, one or more cases and technologies. This is the first parameter which we are going to decide according to the customer need and according to the availability of the environment and the conditions of the heat exchanger. So this stage include all necessary information to design and optimize an heat exchanger for specific applications, which include problem specification for operating conditions, heat exchanger type, what kind of flow arrangement you are going to provide, what kind of material you are going to use for the production of the heat exchanger, for the making of the heat exchanger, then the operation considerations. So the SMART specification, we can say that the SMART specification is a specification which is combination of discussion with the customer, which satisfy the needs of customer, also according to the industry and customer standards, and in which designer used his own experience of the specification. So problem specification, required specification of operating condition and the environment in which heat exchanger is going to be operated. So this includes some initial parameter like fluid mass flow rate, what is going to be the mass flow rate of the cold fluid and hot fluid, according to the thermophysical properties, inlet temperature and pressure of the both fluid stream, hot and cold, required heat duty and maximum allowed pressure drops on the both sides to achieve required heat transfer rate of the customer, fluctuation in inlet temperature and pressure due to the variation in process, then environment parameters of course, and at last we have to consider the factor of corrosiveness and the fouling characteristic which directly affect the pressure drop and the overall cost of the heat exchanger. So, and another additional information like overall size, weight and other design constraints include cost, material to be used and alternative heat exchanger types and flow arrangements. Too many constraints represent not a feasible design. Some compromises must be needed for the particular solutions. The heat exchanger designer and the system design engineer should work together at this stage to prepare the complete smart specification for the problem. This is the first stage of the design methodology of any heat exchanger. That initial parameters are to be defined, some alternative parameters are to be represented in specification, and after that some compromises are going to be made for a particular solution according to the need of the customer. So this is the first stage. Second, in a problem specification there is also include heat exchanger specification. Based on the problem specification and the design engineer's experience, the heat exchanger construction type and flow arrangement are first selected, because the required heat transfer rate is going to be achieved by so many heat exchanger arrangements. So according to the experience of the design engineers, he or she has to decide which kind of construction is suitable for this particular application, which kind of construction of heat exchanger is going to be in less cost, or we can say that which is going to be cost effective for the customer. So, and the selection of the construction type depends on the fluid also, that what kind of fluid is going to be used in this particular application on each side of the two fluid heat exchanger. What is the operating pressure limitation for us, temperature, fouling and cleanability, fluids and the material compatibility for the applications, corrosiveness of the fluid, how much leakage is permissible from one fluid to the another fluid, available heat exchanger manufacturing technologies and cost. So these are the factors which engineer need to be, design engineer need to be taken into the consideration while specification of heat exchanger is going to be decided. Then choice of the particular flow arrangement is decided, which depends on the effectiveness of the heat exchanger, construction type of the heat exchanger, upstream and downstream ducting, packaging envelope and footprints, allowable thermal stress limit and the other criteria of the design constraints. So these are the input which required for the selection of the type of heat exchanger as well as the selection of the particular flow arrangement. So this is the input for the flow arrangement, and these are the inputs for the selection of the particular construction or type of the heat exchanger. So now orientation of heat exchanger. So for the orientation, the inputs are location of the inlet and outlet pipes, the space available for the installation of heat exchanger, available footprint and space of the ducting. Now core and surface geometry and the material. So for selection of surface geometry and material, these are the inputs like shell, the core geometry like shell type, number of passes, baffle geometry selected for shell and tube heat exchanger, while the surface geometry is chosen for a plate, extended surface or regenerative heat exchanger. So according to the type of heat exchanger we have selected, we have to select the surface geometry and the core. In a shell and tube, for shell and tube heat exchanger, we have to specify number of passes, baffle, shell geometry, etc. For other heat exchanger like plate and extended surface and regenerative heat exchanger, we have to select particular surface geometry. So this was the first stage of the design methodology. Now we have to discuss the second stage of the design methodology, which is thermal and hydraulic design. Here in this figure you can see that, which includes decision for the method decision, that from by which method we are going to design or rate the heat exchanger, because this stage involves basically two problems, rating problem and the sizing problem.